Hello. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to Movies in the Matrix. This is the second video, Movies in the Matrix. I'm trying to be consistent. I'm trying to pump these videos out so I can hold you guys' attention because I know everybody's attention span is literally 5 seconds short. But today we are going to be talking about the movie, breaking down scene by scene, but not really scene by scene. As much we're gonna follow the story as much as I can. Because it's time consuming to find all these clips and stuff, but I do like to break it down this way so that way you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about esoterically. So today we are going to be talking about, of course, Jupiter ascending. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Jupiter ascending and literally the breakdown, the battle for planet Earth. They have some grays, they have some reptilians. This movie is really, really fucking deep. The acting, the acting is not the best, I'm not gonna lie, but it is what it is. What we do here, if you're new here, welcome to Movies in the Matrix. What we do here is we break down movies that are that I feel have an esoteric or spiritual background, meaning they tell maybe the creation story, maybe the story about just people. There's something spiritual that I feel has a significance on the collective in general. We break it down from the actresses that star in these roles to the producers, the production companies. Because I'm seeing a pattern with the production companies that do put out these films that are so interesting. Like today, you guys will see exactly what I mean. So that's what we do here. We break things down a little bit deeper on a little bit of course, deeper level because we were looking for symbols, esoteric things that connect to maybe ancient texts, ancient ways of thinking, how things were brought up way before, and stuff like that. So that's what we're going to speak about today. So, like I said, if you have any questions or you have any more gems to drop about this movie, please drop them down in the comments. Respectfully, please be respectful, and also understand that this is all predictive programming, and they want us to understand these and pick up on these little clues. I feel, in my opinion. But anyway, let's start with the introduction warning, and then we'll jump right in.
Viewer discretion is advised. Some viewers may find topics and graphics disturbing. View at your own risk.
They go around the block. They come back. They go around again. They just go around and around.
From now on, your job is to be a distraction, so people forget what the real problems are. So what do we do?
You let me fix you some of this new Mococo drink. All natural cocoa beans from the upper slopes of Mountain Nicaragua. No artificial sweeteners.
What the hell are you talking about? Who are you talking to?
Your Earth is a very small part of a very large industry.
So yes, guys, we are talking about Jupiter ascending. I had to put the warning in this time and one of the disclaimers. I was supposed to put them last time and I didn't, but Truman Show wasn't as deep as this one. This one's going to be a lot deeper, way deeper. A lot of clouds look mad fake outside, but anyway, this one's going to be a lot deeper, like I said. So we start off, like I said, let's talk about the actresses. Let's talk about who was this production team that was behind this, the producers, kind of just the running mill, who was this written by. We're going to just talk about that and dive in really quickly about those things. Don't forget to like and comment and subscribe, guys. We are a new channel. Please share as much as you can. I really want us to join in this algorithm, and so that way I can keep pushing more videos out. I'll be more encouraged to push these videos out, to be honest. But anyway, guys, yes. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We want to really discuss first. I think I want to speak about some things that I've noticed. The things that I've noticed is about Mila Kunis, right? So Mila Kunis, I don't know why, but I thought Mila Kunis was Spanish. I don't know why the fuck I thought she was Spanish, but I thought she was Spanish. Anyway, that's besides the point. I thought she was Spanish. She's not Spanish, right? She is Ukrainian, so she's from Ukraine. Well, her family, she was born actually, yeah, she was born in, I can't even say that. She was born in Ukraine, right? And this was what got me. She's been playing, she played in That 70s Show when she was 14. And That 70s Show, when I did some research about like Mila Kunis and like controversy surrounding her, that's normally what I like to do, is the star of the movie, find out what's really happening with this, maybe this correlation into later the future as to why her career dwindled and what happened to it, because you do find out why. But this is just very interesting. That's just kind of thing that I like to do, to dig a little bit deeper. So she's originally from Ukraine. She ends up in Hollywood. Her first major role was That 70s Show. She was 14. That is very fucking interesting to me. So there's another background, you know. Well, I guess she went to, yeah, it's just more about her. We don't really need to know. No one cares. Anyway. So then there's more controversy. She ends up with Ashton Kutcher, which is who she was co-starring with in That 70s Show. How interesting. And there's the controversy surrounding them was another co-worker that was on That 70s Show as well, and how they sent a letter. They sent a letter. They wrote letters in support of this guy that apparently, yeah. So they asked for leniency in this, you know, yeah, you know, the case, like essay, literally. Them two together were asking for leniency. And how? That's insane. So this is the guy. So you guys know him. I was thinking I couldn't remember his name. I don't remember his name on the show, whatever. And he was the guy that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis was sending letters to get him out of jail. Now he's spending 30 years in life in prison, where he should be, because, yeah, that's disgusting. This was right around the Me Too movement too. So, this just came out too. So now you really don't hear too much from him anymore. But this is very interesting. Yeah. So he was a major producer afterwards too. But that was just some interesting facts that I found about Mila Kunis and her later career kind of after this movie. This movie came out in 2015. So she's always done, I think, Meg, but I think she did Friends with Benefit, but she's never had like any big movies, I guess. But this movie alone was a Warner Brothers Pictures, of course, Road Show Entertainment, which is always so funny, so interesting. It was Sundance Film Festival, of course. Interesting. It was the budget. The budget alone did not weigh out to how much they put in. So I know they were probably mad. It didn't do that well in the box office, clearly. So let's learn about what Jupiter Ascending is. Now that we've kind of gone over the main actress of the film, like the main star, and a little bit about her, and maybe possibly what happened to her career. Same thing that happened with the other one that I did about Jim Carrey, and kind of how their career kind of fizzles out. The movies really depend on their career. We'll dive into that because I'm really starting to notice a pattern. Okay, but anyway. So Jupiter Ascending is a 2015 space opera film. I love how they call it a space opera film. Written, directed, and co-produced by the Wachowskis. I don't know how to say that, but I hope I said that. Starring Channing Tatum and Mila Kunis. Now, Channing Tatum, I didn't really do too much information. I didn't really dig too much on him. I heard that he was problematic, but I really didn't dig too much because I felt like he was there, but he was just there. You know what I mean? He just Ken. You know what I mean? He wasn't the star of the film. He just was, to be honest, he was just there. That's why I really did not dig any deeper on him, because I just feel like it wasn't necessary. Just for reference as to why you might be wondering why I didn't go in, but that's why. So Channing Tatum, Sean Bean, okay, all those other actors, right? A film centered in Jupiter in Jupiter Jones and the ordinary cleaning woman and Kane Wise, an interplanetary warrior who informs Jupiter that her destiny expands beyond Earth. Right. So these are the same people. Douglas Booth has directed films, fictional universe as cross between The Matrix and Star Wars. That's what they call it. They call it a cross between The Matrix and Star Wars. When I first saw this movie, I'm not gonna lie, it was very annoying to me. I didn't understand it. I had to watch it again and again and again to understand what the hell they were talking about and understand the things that I found, y'all. The things that I have found, very interesting. They knew what they were doing when they made this movie. So now this is who have written and directed this film, okay? This is who written and directed this film. Together they are known as, they're two sisters. And they have also, I believe, let me see if I have the other slide. Yes. So it's Lana Wachowski and Larry, who then became Lily, formerly known as Andy. So now it's Lana and Lily, and they were used to be Larry and Andy. How cute. So now they are also trans women. I feel like this is divine feminine energy, to be honest. To me, it is. They were born, very interesting dates, to be honest, too. They're not that far apart in years. Great. One was born on the first of December 29th, so she's a Capricorn, and then the other is a Cancer. Father and the mother of the zodiac. How interesting. How interesting. I just thought that was interesting. Put that in there. Hold on. And then so then we have they're known, they also had their debut and worked on the sheet fame from their second film, The Matrix. That's what I said. They also worked The Matrix, but we also know the Matrix movie was also adopted and taken from another woman. So this makes so much sense. So that's probably why then there's rumors as to why that they changed, that these trans women changed their identity to get out of this. But that's just a rumor. There's no real proof of that. But I think that's very interesting to get out of that lawsuit, because they also wrote this film too. Jupiter Ascending, the same people that wrote The Matrix is the same people that also wrote this, Oh, then they have something what's called the Saturn Awards. I did not put in, I don't think, this picture of what the Saturn Awards is. And I hate that I didn't. But let me just explain to you guys what the Saturn Award is. You guys can look it up. I have everything else. But the Saturn Awards are American awards presented annually by the Academy of Science Fiction, Fantasy, and Horror Films. Okay? That makes sense. In my opinion, that makes sense, right? It makes a lot of sense. So that's what I said, but it looks just like a Saturn, of course. It's literally like a Saturn. I didn't know that they had such thing as called a Saturn Award. They've won the Saturn Award. And mind you, these movies are labeled as science fiction. Science fiction, meaning that there is some truth to them, right? The Matrix, all of these. So these same people that has written Jupiter Ascending is the same people that has written The Matrix, Matrix Revolution, all the Matrix franchise, right? V for Vendetta, Cloud Atlas, and and this as well. But yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I had to go and get something from the mail. So I'm sorry if I come back a little. If I sound a little like, what happened, girl? Anyway. So yeah, that's what I was trying to say is they also wrote this whole entire franchise. So from there, I was just like, okay, this is very interesting, So Jupiter Ascending, it's very interesting alone. Very, very, very fucking interesting. Let me go back to the script. Hold on, y'all. Back to my notes. So we talked about the movie, the producers, Warner Brothers. So this is a Warner Brother film. The other movie was, I believe it was Warner Brother as well too. Like I said, Paramount, Warner Brother, and Universal. Very interesting films. That's where I feel like you find the most woke films. I'm noticing the pattern. Just what I'm noticing, But I think we're ready to start the movie and really dive in deep. But I also found this, and this is what I loved probably the most, because what I'm realizing now, I found this and I was just searching for like little keys, and I'm like, okay, I knew that I could find something. So this is what it says. It says, somebody posted this. I was like, wow, I don't even know who posted this. I guess you could find them on Instagram. It says Jupiter is sending a disclosure film. I've watched Jupiter sending about 24 times. They are using some kind of mind control to make people avoid watching it. I think so too, because they make everything so dramatic. The acting is so dramatic. It's kind of bad, but the story is a really good story. They're using some kind of mind, and then you have to pay for it. It's not free anywhere. So that's what I also find interesting. You always have to pay for these movies. Pay for it to rent it, $2, $3. Most people are not willing to do that. That's what I'm realizing. That's why they always do it like that. Mind control make people to avoid watching it and not register the concepts in the movie. The movie's a documentary, not a movie. It's one of the best movies ever made if you actually pay attention to the extremely important themes in the movie. And then they list some of the things which I completely agree with, and I probably will list out. I literally will list out everything that they talk about, because I'll talk about literally everything. They talk about Draco reptilian grays. They talk about off-world contracts, soul contracts, reincarnation, life extension, technology, harvesting life force energy, our energy, off-world human farming factories, interdimensional traveling, of course, mind control, memory erasure, anti-gravity, hybrid human soldiers, canine people, ancient royal humans that are 40,000 years old, contracts, agreements, law contracts, contracts. And I can't stress this enough. When I found this, I almost wanted to throw up, because I'm like, yes, this is exactly everything that I'm trying to break down in this film. So having this synopsis or this like kind of breakdown and someone seeing what I see makes me feel like, okay, great, I'm not alone. I'm not going crazy. I know this movie is deep as fuck, and I know a lot of people have said it. So it's good to see, it's just really good to see like other people seeing what I see or what I saw when I finally got to sit down and watch it and understand the concept. Because I really do think it's true that they do not want people to watch this movie. They don't. I really do think that's true. So this is Jupiter, of course. And this is usually where they go in. And you see like their little fucking thing, like their little place. But let's talk about why Jupiter is so important. Jupiter has an immense gravity field and wreaked havoc during the solar system's early days. Today, shepherds, orbits, asteroids, and helps protect the inner planets from impacts. So in the Archer Seas and in Numa Lish, they talk about the creation story, even in like we think about it scientifically, talk about the Big Bang. It's always a planet that comes and kind of tilts, and like it's at war. So there was Jupiter and planet Mars that were always at war, which to me always represents the light and dark. But the planet Mars is a planet of war, so it makes sense. And Jupiter is known as a planet of what? Wisdom, higher knowledge, wisdom, expansion, consciousness. So that's why they always say that. So spiritually, it's always associated with those things, as opposed to Mars being associated with war, courage, strength, and like anger, So, well, let's go into the movie and let's really dive deep. So we talk about Jupiter ascending, this and that, And now I wanted to break those all down and preface this because this is, like I said, this is a whole different type of breakdown. We're not just, it's a whole different type of breakdown. So the movie starts off with an alien or Jupiter talking about herself. She's talking about where she's from and everything. And, she's telling us how her mother and her father met and how something was always off about her father, this and that. And they named her Jupiter, planet of wisdom. But the mother did not want to name her Jupiter, but the father did name her Jupiter because father knew. Her father was killed when she was born, and she was born on the sea, and she was born on a full moon at Jupiter rising at 23 degrees. And it was supposed to say, she said that it means that she's supposed to meet the love of her life and live a life full of abundance and stuff like that. Very interesting. Very astrology-based movie off rip. That's how it starts. But fast forward, you see she living in New York and she's cleaning fucking, people's houses for a living. Like she's a maid, and her mother is Russian, and they all live in this. It's like her family live in this house, and it's all these other people, and she says that she doesn't like her life, this and that, that. Little does she know, it reminds me of chosen ones. We don't really get much when you're chosen. You usually in squalor. You usually don't really like your life. You're not living in lavish in this 3D, but in the 5D, you may be living a better life. And I strongly feel that way. I strongly feel that way. So for you to be blessed to live a great life in the 3D, a beautiful life in 3D and in the 5D, yeah, that's you're great. Because some people have a beautiful life in this 3D, but are a lost soul or very poor in the 5D. You know what I mean? So I thought that was very interesting. How we later figure out how grand she is in the 5D, because it's not in this 3D dimension, right? So she doesn't like her life. She's cleaning, toilets and bathrooms and just cleaning up people's houses for a living. Then we see on another planet. However, there is two, I call them aliens. I won't call them, but they look like humans, you know what I'm saying? And they're on this planet and they are speaking about what they call a harvest. And they're on this beautiful, beautiful blue planet, right? Look at this.
I think. Have you ever seen a harvest?
Oh, no. Never. But I've heard they feel no pain. It's all quite humane from what I've been told.
There are marshals and administrators to make sure everything's done according to code, but still, it can be rather affecting.
Now you sound like Mother.
Most of them are miserable in their lives, and what we do for them is a mercy.
Belem, thank you for responding.
First of all, did y'all see how he came in? He came in very digital. I'm gonna rewind. I want y'all to see how he came in. He came in very digital like. Look how he came in. Very digital.
Most of them are miserable in their lives.
And this is
and what
Balem.
we do for them is a mercy.
His name is Balem. This is Kalike. Her name's spelled Kalique. It sounds like Cali and also Kai, right? Then you have Titus. To me, this sounds like Thoth or another form of, it sounds like Thoth. It gives me Thoth vibes. But I don't know. But like, she sounds like another reincarnation of what's supposed to be, but she could take the reins probably next. But I guess that doesn't really happen because they all, never mind, you'll see. But anyway, I just want to show y'all that, like how he comes in. But they're talking about the harvest, and see how she says it's all quite humane. She said, "Have you ever seen one?" They say no. It's all quite humane. I've been told.
Administrators to make sure everything's done according to code, but still,
it's all done according to
it can be
code.
rather affecting.
Now you sound like Mother.
Now
Most
see,
of
he
them are
comes in.
miserable in their lives, and what
He
we do
says-
for them is a mercy.
Most of them are miserable with their lives. What we do for them is a mercy. He's talking about what he does on these plants, that when he harvests their whatever, he's harvesting their
Belem,
energy.
thank you for responding. We were just admiring this ledger from your latest success. Well,
And this is the latest success, a barren planet. Look how beautiful it is, but it's barren. You see, it's barren, it's
The
empty.
House of Abraxas continues to thrive despite
The House of
destroying
Abraxas.
your inheritance.
House of Anunnaki, maybe, huh?
I must say, looking a little worse for wear. Could it be success does not agree with you?
But that scene was just very interesting to me because that was just the opening scene, and it showed you right then and there just them talking about what a harvest is and how they feel that when they do harvest, there's no pain. Interesting, right? So when he came in digitally to me, it reminds me of like shapeshifting and like how everything is very digital in this world as well, but we just are not as advanced as probably other planets and so on and so forth. And I just find that so interesting because I feel like we probably are just as digital as they are. but it just doesn't seem like we are because of just due to
Just admiring the
how
scenery.
unadvanced we become. I feel like our planets probably could look like this, you know, our planets probably could look like this, but because digitally, I feel like mentally we're not prepared. To be honest, I don't think people are prepared. Not at all. I just don't think that they're prepared. Um,
Your latest success.
so they talk about
Worse for wear.
Could it be that failure agrees with you?
You may have inherited mother's head for business, but I inherited her heart,
What does that leave me?
her beauty, her humour.
How unlucky isn't that?
Her
there was
fetish for
another
you.
clip too. Let me see if I can get it real quick and add it to so I can show you guys the other clip where they talk about Earth and how beautiful it is. They talk about Earth, how beautiful it is. So it had to be this one.
Most of them are miserable.
Not that one. It's got to be the third one. So that was scene two.
More important matters to attend.
It was her birthday recently.
This
You
one,
know I
right?
get sentimental, and I was going through some of Mother's archival, and I came across a description of a planet she claimed was the most rare and beautiful stage she ever owned. I believe she named it
Ugh. First of all, it looks like death.
Earth. It was part
Earth.
of your inheritance, wasn't it, brother? I was quite moved by her description.
Now, don't we know in the a God of the Bible to be the owner of Earth? Could it be?
And I was wondering if there was any chance you might be willing to part.
Titus, didn't you bother to look at the sheaves? That planet is worth more than all of your estates combined.
Really?
And they're learning that Earth is worth so much money. It's worth all the other planets. Has so much energy. So much energy.
I had no idea.
Sarcastically, he said. Now, every time he digitally reappears, it's so weird to me. It'll always be fucking weird to me. So, Berlin is the one that owns Earth. Berlin, he owns Earth. He's the only one that owns Earth. And you learn that Khalik and Titus are his brothers. Of course, they're all brothers and sisters. It's a whole family, just like the family of the Anunnaki. That's exactly what it gives me. This is the family of the Anunnaki. The mom is not there. If you notice, she says, "Oh, you sound like mom," but there's no mom there. They don't speak of a dad either. There's no speak of father. Balaam was gifted a part of Earth as an inheritance. So he says. So that's said. Right now, when I was, this is where shit was getting real for me. Because when I was typing and doing my notes, I was typing in Lord Balaam. And bitch, when I was typing in Lord Balaam, this is what came up. Let me show y'all. Like, this is me typing in Lord Balaam. Look what comes up when I type in Lord Balaam. Balenciaga, bitch. Balenciaga. That's exactly what comes up. I said, wait. That I stood there for a minute. I said, wait. I think I typed it in like 3 times just to like verify. Lord Bale, Lord Baal. I said, okay, wait. I said, Lord Balaam, Balenciaga. You see? Automatically it comes up. Even when you spell it wrong, Balenciaga comes up still. I said, what the fuck? This was really, really creepy to me. Just knowing that every time I typed it in, it came back up. I said, what the fuck? I said, what the fuck? I promise y'all, I'm not joking. When I did that, I said, wow. I said, it's in our face. I said, it's right there. I said, how? And they call him Lord Barlem in the movie. They do. And that comes up as for fucking Balenciaga, okay? Literally. You could do it yourself. You could type it in, and that's exactly what comes up. I said, wow, they're not even really trying to hide this shit. Not at all. And this is me, literally, writing notes. It wasn't until here that I actually used and spelled out Lord Barlem. And when I saw that, I froze. Because I said, wow, they're really dead ass telling you. It's right there in your face. Right there in your fucking face. So that fucked me up, not gonna lie. I was like, okay. Great. That's what they're doing. Great. That's what they're doing. So once I saw Balenciaga, I said, okay, yeah, this one I really have to do a full review on because that didn't make any sense to me. That was actually pretty fucking scary. So then we go to what happens next. After that, Jupiter, like I said, she's on Earth, she's suffering or whatever. She has this hard life. And you see some of these, like, they're called lycanthropes, I guess. Well, he's called a lycanthrope. And you see Kane is looking for her. But you also see another group of fucking, like, reptilian, and they're, like, digitally moving in and out. And they kind of look like these reptilians. They look like these reptilians over here, literally. These reptilians on the screen that says Battle for Earth right here. That's what they look like. They look just like that on the screen. They look just like that. So I'm like, okay. Wow, they keep like digitizing, like just how Barlem kept digitizing, they were doing the same thing in and out of realms. And so I'm like, okay, wow. And so they also are calling these lycans, which is an actual like dog kind of canine people. So you go back to the list I showed you, they talk about the canine people. So the canine people is Kane Wise, of course. And he's the one that's trying to save Jupiter from, I guess, being hunted. Because now you realize that first meeting where you meet Khalik, Barlem, and what's his name? Titus. When you first meet the 3 alien people, you learn that they are all kind of hunting for an after Earth. They're all after Earth and hunting for a hybrid that they didn't realize that was there, I guess. They all are looking for an imprint, which is the hybrid. They're calling her, but they're calling her an imprint, which I found so interesting. Yeah, so they're calling her an imprint, and they want her. So what you learn is that they're all, like I said, they're all looking for her, and you later learn that the imprint is Jupiter, of course, and she's able to see beyond the veil, of course. So she always is able to see beyond things that she's not able. Nobody else can see what she can see. If that makes sense. That's what happens when you're a chosen one. And so what happens is Jupiter goes about her life and her day, cleaning the toilets or whatever. But she's also working with her cousin to try and sell her fucking eggs. So it goes down. This is where the fertility to me comes in. We learn that she's trying to sell her eggs, right? And so they are because she's trying to sell her eggs, her name's in like this database, and they get her like, I guess, some of her information, some of her vitals on her blood or like something, and that's how they're able to find. That's how the aliens are able to find like her gene. Something they did something with her DNA, her genes, when she went to the doctor to take a sample of her blood or something to see about donating her eggs or whatever, because she'd make a lot of money. So when they did that, that's how the aliens were able to find her. But she did not put her name as Jupiter Jones. She put her name as this other lady that she was working for. I guess she was organizing and cleaning her house. And so what happened was at this one point in time, these fucking, because they think that this is her, they go to the lady, the girl. So when Jupiter said, like when Jupiter Jones put her fake name, which is this is just this random lady that she's working for, she puts her name down and not her actual name down. So the aliens are looking for this person. They're not looking for actual Jupiter. So they have it all mistaken. So now Jupiter is talking to this girl who they have mistaken for as Jupiter. And so they think that it's her. So these are the same creatures, because later you learn that Balem is in charge of these reptilians and these greys, which makes so much sense. Hello. And so Lord Balem sends these beings to try and kill Jupiter, but it's not Jupiter. Watch this. They lift her up and everything.
Yeah, no, we're good. I'll be down in a sec.
Now that's what I said. I was like, okay, that was very interesting. She tries to take a picture. Everything's just like, boop. They was literally trying to kill her. Those little grays. I have a picture of them too, and I was like, wow, look at them. These little grays. This movie showed it clear as day. The grays and how they come in, literally. Like this is them, and they're all hovering, and then they see her, and then they erased her brain, and everything resets. Like if you look in this scene here,
Yeah, no.
they reset everything once Jupiter snaps that picture. Look how they reset everything and zap everything back together. They already do this. They do this in real time. I swear to God, they do this in real life. Even Jupiter, but she gets zapped, but she's aware. Like, you know what I'm saying? She's very aware because she's chosen. So she's aware of what happened and knowing that that's literally what just happened. I just saw exactly what happened. Like there's no fucking way. Wow, okay. So she sees that and she's like, okay, nah, like something's off. That this doesn't make any sense. So after she sees that, she's, you know, like I said, she's the only one that could see it. So no one else understands what's really happening. They don't get it. You know what I'm saying? So now, let me see what happened next. Okay, so now she goes to the place to go and get her eggs, you know, removed or whatever. And as she's there, like I said, think fertility, think energy, think feminine energy, because it's so interesting that she was trying to donate her eggs. That was another Easter egg, obviously, for me. She's trying to donate her eggs, and in the process of her donating her eggs, she discovers who she really is. That's feminine energy, divine feminine energy. Oh, it's so interesting how divine feminine energy is surrounded in this film. It's so like kind of in your face, but not really in your face. So she's there and she is trying to, you know, donate her damn eggs so she can make some money because she don't got no money. She's broke, right? So they take her and they try to kill her instead, right? Instead of her trying to donate these eggs, the people, you see these, actually what you do see at the damn thing, this is the time that you start to see, you see both. You see the grays and you see these reptilian thingies. They're trying to take her and kill her, right? They're trying to kill her. And then that's when Kane is introduced. And Kane, which is what, this guy here, the guy here, he comes and he's introduced. He's, like I said, he's a lycan. They call it a lycantent, and he's what they call hybrid clone, so he's half dog, half human. And that's when he tells her, she's like, what are those? And so that's when he tells her, like, these things are the grays that she saw, because she saw the grays that she saw were from they're called diorites. And so a diorite actually is a gray crystal matter. So it's actually a thing. So it's so interesting. The word they're called them, and they're controlled by Lord Ball. And the reptilians, they genetically repurposed them to work as the watchers and monitors. So those are watchers and monitor spirits. So anything that goes wrong. So these grays were, so when she went in to go and get her eggs taken out, well, some of to go donate some of her eggs or whatever, these grays shape shifted into, the doctor, of course, and then we're trying to kill her. They work as monitors and watchers for Lord Baalem. So that's what they were genetically repurposed to do. So then that's where, like I said, she doesn't get her egg taken out. She doesn't get killed, because that's where Cain Wise comes in and saves her. So when Cain Wise comes in and saves her, he then tells her about what's really going on. Well, he attempts to.
I just need to know what in the hell is going on
I
here.
think we might have stumbled into a war within the Abrasics family.
The Abrasics family.
It's one of the most powerful dynasties in the universe.
I don't care who they are. You can't just blow up a bunch of buildings and get away with it.
Those buildings will be rebuilt by tonight.
Rebuilt by
It's
tonight.
impossible.
Take a look.
Okay. So that's what this is a perfect example of how they're showing what goes on in the 5D realm and what goes on in the 3D realm. So what goes on in the 3D realm, we could see physically, but only some of us could see what's really going on in the 5D realm. Some of us could actually see the war that's taking place. So this part here was the perfect example of how they demonstrate that, how they show that, because a lot of us don't understand this, but this was the perfect example. It shows you the dichotomy of how in the 3D world, everything is built really quickly back up. And in the 5D world, everything is being demolished, but also being quickly built up at the same time, if that makes sense. Because this was happening in the 3D world, it would take so much time. Because this war is happening in the 5D realm, and she can only see it. You know what I mean? And they're also removing people's memories, so they're not even able to see it. Because these fights are, like I said, are taking place on a higher frequency. We're not able to see it, if that makes sense. So it's not like it's two different realms. It's the same realm, but high frequency of things that's happening, where things are getting rebuilt before we can even process and see exactly what's happening, if that makes sense. I hope I fucking confuse you.
Holy crap. But a bunch of people saw what happened. I mean, they can't cover that up.
You have a picture of a keeper on your phone that you can't remember taking, can you? They blanked you.
They blanked you.
Short-term stuff is easy. They won't get everybody, but no one ever believes it's the ones that slip through the cracks.
Exactly. See what he said? They blanked you. They erase your memory, which is what happens to a lot of us during these traumatic ass events, is what I've been saying. Erase your memory, make you forget. And then the ones that do remember, you sound crazy. You sound insane. So it doesn't even matter what you fucking said. They don't care. Because it sounds too crazy to even fathom. Your cognitive dissonance will not even allow you to understand it. That's what's fucked up.
Oh my God. Why is this happening to me?
I asked Titus that question before I took this job.
And he works for Titus. So he works for one of the brothers that we saw in the very
All you
beginning.
tell me is that it was personal.
Look, this is ridiculous. I've never even met this Titus. What's his name?
Abrasics. The House of Abrasics has 3 primary heirs. The oldest is Belen. He's the one that controls this planet and is obviously the one who wants you dead.
That's insane. I am telling you, I'm nobody.
Belen Abrasics wouldn't demolish an entire city for a nobody.
Exactly. They would not try and demolish a whole entire city if she was nobody. They wouldn't. They would not. They would not. So then she gets taken to like this she gets taken to this other like base, I guess kind of safe area, where she's trying to like figure out what the hell is going on. And then before they go in, this happens. and you figure out like she's all like,
Your Majesty.
this is how you learn that she's like super, very majestic and animal. Like it's kind of like giving Mother Nature vibes, you know, just very like very, 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 you know, very ethereal. Like Your Majesty. They all want to call her Majesty because they all recognize her, but she does not recognize herself. Which I also found very interesting because you realize that she doesn't understand who she really is just yet, and it's just like her awakening. She's having her awakening, and I thought that was really interesting. A really interesting point because now she's trying to have her awakening, but it's also so much information that she's trying to process because now they're trying to say that she is this, you know, they're just calling her Your Majesty. They haven't even told her who she is yet. You know what I mean? So imagine you don't know who you are yet. You wake up, you have this awakening, and then everybody's calling you Your Majesty. Yeah, it's kind of creepy. It's kind of creepy. So, like I said, then you learn about what's really happening and what's really happening with the war. So she's trying to ask questions because she's like, "Bitch, I want to know." So somebody else that came brings her to
called the Great
tell-
Expansion. At the time, Earth was in.
rewind.
I do.
Okay. So, you've been taught that the birthplace of the human race is Earth, but it's not. It's actually a planet in the Canabulum system called Orus, a little over 1 billion of your years ago. Your planet was discovered during what is commonly called the Great Expansion. At the time, Earth was inhabited by a branch species of Saurosapien, a dangerous human predator called a Sargon. Obviously, before any colonization or resource development could be done safely to your planet.
Sargons are dragons or reptilians. She says what she calls, he says dinosaurs afterwards. But he says that we were inhabited
during what is commonly called the Great Expansion.
We was found during the Great Expansion.
At the time, Earth was inhabited by a branch species of Saurosapien, a dangerous human predator called a Sargon. Obviously, before any colonization or resource development could be done safely to your planet. A large-scale extinction event was manufactured. Damn budget cuts.
Are you talking about dinosaurs? Wait, are you saying your people killed the dinosaurs?
So what he's saying, so what are you saying your people killed the dinosaurs? Basically, they killed majority of the reptilians that were on Earth. And if they didn't, they made them now their slaves and, or I guess, yeah, in a way, because they killed the rest of their species. So the reptilians you probably see working for Lord Balam now are probably slaves because they killed off the rest of the species to take control of the Earth. Because the reptilians once controlled the Earth, but now...
Technically, they're your people, Majesty.
Huh. Look at this guy. These are like different animal
According to Commonwealth records, this planet was seeded by brass axe industries roughly 100,000 years ago. Human DNA spliced with indigenous species to evolve a fertile population. And that's...
So some of us, or some humans, were spliced, injected, abducted, most likely, implanted with the DNA of these alien creatures to then create hybrids, to then populate this Earth, to then overpopulate to the point where it's ripe and ready to make life. Ooh, okay.
That's where the why gets ugly. Basically, the goal is to grow a population as large as possible. Once the population exceeds the planet's ability to sustain it, it's considered ripe for harvest.
Harvest? What's going on? What's wrong with them?
They're here.
Harvest of energy. the harvest of energy. Remember how the bees were fine and they were all like on her, and now they're like all hectic because they got company. So they capture her. After that, they capture her. Well, they capture her from them, from Cain and them. And somebody else captures her and they take her. The same people that were looking for her in the beginning of this clip, like in the middle, towards the middle, when you saw like in the fields and stuff. And they do like this exchange. And this is the first time you start to notice this harvest they speak of and this substance they speak of. This video is going to be long. Now here they speak of this. I have to get very, very tricky when it came to recording because I didn't want them to copyright my hand. So Cain is trying to save her, but he sees this drug deal in my mind. So this is what this is called. This stuff is called abraxas. Abraxas. Sounds a lot like something else to me. But just watch. It's like a whole drug deal. Tastes it and everything. It's like it's cocaine, right?
Where is Her Majesty?
And he is an owl guy. He looks like a whole owl guy. I think I have a picture of him. And look at him. These are all different types of creatures. And I'm like, wow. So these are, like, you see these creatures, the reptilian, draconian kind of creatures. These are the reptilian, draconian creatures you see. You see the grays here. Let me see if I have. This is Lord Balaam. This is his entire, like, realm and everything. We're just about to get to him, actually. But yeah, this is the owl looking guy, and they have other creatures in behind them. I really want to show you guys like the creatures that they have and how these are probably real creatures, somewhat being depicted, just not to this extreme, you know. But yeah, I think I didn't put the wedding in. I forgot. It doesn't matter. What was I about to say? Yeah, so they all end up. Yeah, they all end up. Basically capturing her, and she ends up in the same place as the girl, because mind you, they're all looking after her. They're all looking for her. Belem is looking for her, Titus is looking for her, and Khalik. They all look for her. But you come to find out that Khalik and Titus are kind of working together. And Belem is working to just kill her, just to eliminate her. He has no real, like, he doesn't really care about her. He just wants her dead. He don't care, you know? So now Jupiter is in a whole different dimension. She's not on Earth anymore. She is on, I believe, Jupiter. And after you learn that, you know, they're at war and this is a whole harvest thing and everything, he learned even more and even deeper, because she awakens to like this like she's like I said, she's captured by these shapeshifters, and they do that whole little drug dealing thing. And this is the part where it's really weird, because Belem is getting ready for what they call a harvest 2, or what they call it a harvest. I think it's this one. Let me see if it is. Is it? No, it's not. Let me show you guys what it is, because I really want to show you guys this one, because this one's really deep, because you see what they do. They kind of show you exactly what they do, and it's really deep. I was like, okay, this is great. Like, I need to show this. So this is what it looks like on Belem's lair, castle, whatever you want to call it.
Tonight, I want this facility running at capacity.
Once, now that he's captured, he wants to.
Diagnostics and cost projections.
Yeah, now that he's captured her, I believe Belem captured him. I don't know who's captured her. One of them captured him.
Wait, because look.
And now he wants to. Hold on, let me pause. Because now, what he wants to do is basically harvest Earth. he wants to get it popping and ready, because the quicker they do this, the quicker they don't lose out on all that energy source that's there,
Running
right?
at capacity. I want full diagnostics and cost projections for an early harvest.
Look at
Of
this.
course, my lord.
What kind of grade are we getting
Like
from
little
the
gray
skin?
souls.
Wait, because look.
What kind of grade tonight? I want this facility running at capacity.
I had to run it back 3 times
I
because I
want
was like,
full
wow,
diagnostics and cost projections for an early
look at this.
What are they doing? It looks like they are, like I said, removing the energy. Look at
Yeah,
the
they're
energy.
moving energy. Look.
They're harvesting energy. Exactly what I said. They are harvesting.
For an early
Of
harvest,
course,
because
my lord.
What kind of grade are we getting from the skin?
Excellent product, sire. Premium grade.
Yeah.
It's a particularly robust stock.
Skim. Look at that. Look at the black.
Assuming market stability, if we harvest
Hold on. Wait, let's go back.
yeah,
later this,
Look at this.
it's a particularly robust stock.
Look. The
it's
melanin straight from the brain.
he's a particularly robust stock, and then they showed the black. You know what? The black melanin. How interesting. Straight from the
Market
gut.
stability. If we harvest later this century, profit margin should eclipse your nearest competitor.
Understand this, Mr. Knight. I will harvest that planet tomorrow
All about himself.
before I let her take it from me.
Let's talk about it. Look at Saturn.
Here we go.
I trust you.
Looks like Saturn. Is it Saturn? 4. No, Saturn.
So then you see, of course, Kane trying to come back and save her, of course. Like I said, Baum's getting ready for the harvest, and that was really interesting. Just seeing how they harvest and what the harvest, you get a closer meaning and a view of what the harvest is really what they're doing. And that's when you really understand that he's in charge of all the keepers and stuff, the shapeshifters and the reptilians. The energy being harvested, that was really, really something. Abraxas is the name of the family, but it's also the name of the energy. Some of the aliens and the other people, they get it from other aliens, I believe, and people on Earth. So then they switched to Jupiter after she's been captured after, she was taken from Cain and them.
Good evening, Your Majesty.
And she kind of wakes up like this.
Allow me to assist.
Everything's very royal, very celestial,
I am sending your chamber presence.
You close.
We wish only to attend your needs.
Where am I?
This is the Alcazar.
Sorry about the siren,
Abraxas.
but it's okay. It'll help me with copyright.
Of the House of Abraxas.
What's an Alcazar?
A fancy way of saying my home.
I'm Kalik. Jupiter Jones.
Yeah, definitely help me with this fucking copyright.
It's really quite
Sorry about
astonishing.
that.
What is? It will be easier to show you.
It's beautiful. Like an altar with all those candles.
Did this get any weirder?
Definitely an altar.
Imagine it for me.
And then there's a statue of her.
Mother, long after she's passed away. But I'm not your mother.
Well, she's a
The planet
reincarnate.
is just now entering its genetic age.
She said, your planet is now entering its genetic age. Makes me think of what our genetic age is. Are we in our genetic age? When did we enter our genetic age? Have we already been in our genetic age? Have they been doing this forever? You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes me really think. And so she's a reincarnated version of her mother, which is interesting. Interesting.
You understand very little about something which is a vital part of our reality. In our world, genes have an almost spiritual significance.
Genes have the most
They are
spiritual
the seeds of
significance.
our immortality. When the exact same genes reappear in the exact same order, it is for for us what you would call reincarnation.
How could I be a reincarnation of your mother unless your mother was from Earth?
My mother was born before your first cities were built.
Are you some kind of vampire race?
In a way, because they are taking energy. They're not taking like suck your blood energy. They're just taking literally vital source energy, and they're harvesting it through other ways of harvesting energy. In the ways that you think of harvesting energy, that's how they're doing it.
We are the cause of a lot of those myths.
Look at this
I
also.
promise my mother was just as human as you or I. The difference between us is our knowledge and technology.
And because they're more technology, they can do things. Do you see how technical their world is? How everything is in their world, everything is digital. Our world is trying to catch up to that. But our world is afraid of everything. We are nowhere near as digital as they are. Nowhere near.
How old do you think I am?
Oh, late 40s.
I recently celebrated my 14th millennium.
You're 14,000 years old?
14,004, to be precise. My mother was approaching her 91st millennium when she passed. You'd be just as amazed how quickly it goes.
If your lives are so long, could I ask you?
Sorry. She was murdered.
God, I'm so sorry.
And then you learn that she was murdered.
Did they ever find out who did it?
No. My mother and I did not always get along. But I have a hope that this recurrence might mean a second chance for both of us. Come, let me introduce you to the possibilities of your new life.
Then, when she did that, that's when she showed her what kind of like what they call the Fountain of Youth in their headquarters. Like it's sort of like their what do you call it? Goes in this pool. She comes and she dips in. And then notice how the thunder crashes and lightning crashes. Also, Jupiter is known to be goddess, a god of thunder and lightning as well. Yeah. So that was very interesting to me. And now she's super young. Ooh, baby on the screen. Jesus, hopefully. Hopefully.
Holy crap.
Each of us has a code for our optimal physical condition. The problem is our genes have an expiration date which is transferred to our cells.
Now she's talking about how clones are made and basically how they've been around for centuries and they utilize clones to stay alive and to stay a lot younger. Yeah.
A long time ago, someone figured out how to replace deteriorating cells with new ones. Today it's as easy as changing a light bulb.
Where do you get these light bulbs?
You grow them.
Like clones?
No. Clones lack genetic plasticity.
But look at behind them. See? Look at these things behind them. And she says clones don't last elasticity. The gene plague caused by cloning. Look at that.
Several million years ago, a gene plague caused by cloning nearly annihilated the entire human race.
Almost annihilated the entire human race.
These light bulbs.
You grow them. A long time ago, someone figured out how to replace deteriorating cells with new ones.
How to replace deteriorating cells with new ones.
Where do you get these light bulbs?
You grow them.
Like clones?
No. Clones lack genetic plasticity. Several million years ago, a gene plague caused by cloning nearly annihilated the entire human race.
I was told the House of Abraxas seeded the Earth.
Is that where you get it? Your Earth is a very small part of a very large industry.
She said, your Earth is a very small part of a very large industry. So the energy that comes from Earth is a small part of this industry that's fueling and feeding me and this family and probably a lot of other aliens. Because it's like a loosh. Oof.
Feel my skin. Oh,
This is what
in
she
the
says.
real world, people are used to fighting for resources, like oil or minerals or land. But when you have access to the vastness of space, you realize there's only one resource worth fighting over. Even killing for. More time. Time is the single most precious commodity in the universe.
Now, you see how she said time is the single most precious commodity in the universe? Time. It's always about time. Saturn, the Saturn Awards, Chronos, Saturn, ball equals Saturn, Saturn equals Chronos, Chronos equals ball. Okay, they are all the same thing. You wonder what these celebrities are praying to. They are praying to Saturn, they are praying to ball. That's who they're praying to. That's exactly who they're praying to. So I find that very interesting that this movie is exposing all of that, in my opinion. It really is. And I don't think that people realize how much of it is. It really is exposing. Like, it's exposing a lot. So then they want Jupiter to reclaim her part of Earth back from Belen. So Titus and Kalik, they kind of, like I said, you find out that they're working together, and they want her to reclaim reclaim Earth back from Belen. They don't want Belen to have it anymore. So they try and go through this like court system, and while they're going through this like court system, it's kind of like how our court is, but it's a little bit more like it's kind of like the Confederation, but like more digital. Everything's so digital.
Chief.
Yeah, everything is super.
This is the authentic recurrence of her ladyship, the Abrasic Sovereign, and we have come to claim her title.
Yeah, they're trying to get
You need to file an inheritance petition.
So it's like
the title is held, you need to
the DMV. You know what I mean? Like I thought that was really cute. I didn't want to show too much because that music was very fucking loud, and I didn't want to get copyrighted because But yeah, so they're trying to get it's really interesting. Everything's really digital. Everything's really mechanical and everything. And then you see Jupiter, and she dines with Titus. Titus and her go to like this dinner, and let me see. Let me say, where is it? Oh, here we go. And then after the dinner, Titus shows Jupiter and explains what this stuff is, of the Abrasics, that this substance is called the Abrasics, which you guys know what it is. You guys will see it on the screen exactly what I mean. I'm not going to say it out loud because I don't want my video to get flagged. But it'll say it right on the screen, so you'll know. It'll say it right on the screen, but I won't say it. And he explains exactly what it is, what it does, and everything everything that it does, and how it works. He shows you it, everything. So just watch this clip. Oh wait, hold on. Move something from here. Technical difficulties. Hold on. They really should change that. That they should have me. I should just be able to put up whatever I want explaining. Here we go. Oh, yes, just watch.
What is that? It has many names. Regenex, Resell, Nectar. There are various levels of usefulness and quality, but this is the most pure and most
Resell, Nectar. There are many names.
valuable solution made by the House of Abrasax.
Most valuable solution made by the House of Abrasax. Look at all those vials behind him. These are all. Listen.
Khalik came out of a bath. Naturally, my.
And then she says Khalik came out of a bath, so she bathes in these two. She bathes in bottles, or she puts it in the water, enough of it in the water, so that way she can literally. It's probably just a pool full of it. Actually, that makes sense. It makes sense as to why they would want so much of it, because they can go and bathe in it and become new and as young as they need to and keep living on forever. Wow, that makes a lot of sense.
My sister didn't explain what it is or where it comes from. It comes from people. Each unit is refined from approximately 100 human beings. What? Your planet is a farm, Jupiter. There are thousands.
And bitch, he said each vial is about approximately 100 human beings. Let's go back. Hold on.
Jupiter. There are thousands of planets like yours. Refined from approximately 100 human.
Wait, what?
So where it comes from.
Listen.
It comes from people. Each unit is refined from approximately 100 human beings.
Each unit is refined from approximately 100 human beings. 111 on the motherfucking clock. I just want to make sure y'all heard that. And we're wondering why hundreds and thousands of children are going missing. I'm pretty sure this is probably not as accurate, but there's accuracy to it, because guess what? This movie falls underneath science fiction. So what's the truth and what's the exaggerated truth? That's the key, and that's what we try to discuss and dissect.
What? Your planet is a farm, Jupiter. There are thousands of planets.
Your planet is a farm, Jupiter. A farm. Earth is a farm. An energy farm. That's what Earth is. Earth is an energy farm. It is. It is. Because we are nothing but energy. We are nothing but energy.
It's like yours, set up by families like mine to supply an ever-increasing demand for more time.
Are you saying you killed 100 people to make this?
Not me, but...
Somebody.
Yes. Someone did. Not like butchering a herd of cattle.
Oh my God.
It's all right. It's all right.
She's like, look at 100 people just on the floor. Because that would have been me. So, yeah.
My mother went through a profound change at the end of her life. She felt exactly as you do now. But when she tried to do something to stop this business, she was murdered. I believe the same thing's about to happen to me because I began to carry out the work she started. That is why I hired Mr. Wise to find you. I needed someone I could trust. I cannot allow my brother or sister to end up with control over my part of the Abrasax inheritance. I want to know that when I die, you will be my heir.
And Earth is a part of their inheritance. But they all want that inheritance because it's the most precious. And as he said, it's the most precious, the most pure. Earth has the most pure. Wonder why.
Which brings us at last to my question. Jupiter Jones. Will you marry?
Now, he wants her to marry her, of course, right? In order for him to gain access to the throne, because he's trying to manipulate her into. If she claims the throne, then he'll be second heir, and he can do what he wants. You know what I'm saying? He can do what he wants, so he's not stupid. But Cain thinks that he's going to kill her, and Cain is right. So Titus doesn't like that Cain has become like very close to Jupiter. And so he throws her into like this, he throws Cain into like this void. So he tries to fight to come back. Cain survives the void, which is like the void into like nowhere, into just like space or some shit. And he survives, of course. And then you learn Titus wants to own Earth by himself. Of course he does. Of course he does. They all turning to all, because they all want to own Earth, because Earth, like I said, is, like they said, is this planet that has all this, you know, pure energy, pure nectar, pure lush, you know, what was on the screen. And because it was so pure, it's one of the richest planets out there, in my opinion. That's just how they described it since the very beginning. And so they are trying to have them be married or whatever. So Cain is trying to now stop this wedding. So then Jupiter is trying to get married, and so is Cain. Cain is trying to get married. And I don't think I have a picture of the wedding. I was supposed to. I do not. But here's another shot of like the pool, like their little pool of how they age regenerate. Like that blue stuff is literally all that, you know, that they take from Earth. All that energy source that they take from Earth, they put it in the water, and that's how you can re-age and come back a lot younger. It's very, very interesting. So Jupiter and Titus are trying to get married or whatever, but then Cain crashes the whole thing and he stops it or whatever. But then you see that Baalam's pissed, and this scene is fucking hilarious to me. I'm not gonna lie, because it's one of my favorite scenes. Because this scene, this is where Jupiter finally meets Baalam. Like Baalam has not met Jupiter yet, so when Jupiter finally meets Baalam, it's really funny, in my opinion, because it's like his truth, but it's also like the terrible acting, which is exactly why I think this movie was so hard for a lot of people to watch, because the acting was so fucking dramatic for no fucking reason.
Not sure I'm recording.
So this is when she's finally, you know, escaped. Cain saved her, and now Balaam is like, bitch, look at his ring. First of all, hold on. His ring is Saturn. He's a Saturn ring on. He has a Saturn ring on. You see his ring? It's a shape of Saturn, literally. Okay. Make sure y'all saw that.
I am not your mother.
No, my mother never.
He was funny though, I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe that was the problem.
My mother.
Look at his ring, Saturn.
My mother told me what was necessary to rule in this universe.
Like killing people?
I create life! And I destroy.
I can't. I cannot. Why would he do that?
Life is an act of consumption. To live is to consume. Now the human beings on your planet are merely a resource, waiting to be converted into capital.
Waiting to be converted into capital. Woo!
And this entire enterprise is just a small part in a vast and beautiful machine defined by evolution, designed to a single purpose. To create profit.
To create a profit. They are selling the energy. Not only are they consuming, but they are selling it to other people and other planets. That's what they do. It's also creating profit. So there's capitalism in galactic world, just like there's capitalism in this world.
That's what your mother taught you, then I could see why you hated her.
I loved Mama.
And yet you're trying to kill me.
My mother made me understand that every human society is a pyramid, and that some lives will always matter more than others.
He's dead. That everybody in this world is like on a pyramid, and some people's lives will always matter more than us. I'm not gonna lie, that is the truth. It's the truth. The rich always will matter more than the poor. The poor will always be at the fucking bottom, of course.
It's better to accept this than to pretend it isn't true.
Yeah.
Is that why you killed her?
Oh.
How dare you!
How dare you! I can't. But yeah, he definitely killed her. He definitely killed his mother because he wanted the power to rule over Earth, obviously. And yeah, he definitely wanted the power to rule over Earth. And then Jupiter and Cain, they fight, of course. Then they defeat Titus and Balaam. And they're able to stop the harvest, of course. And once they're able to stop the harvest, you know, the earth doesn't have to be harvested anymore. And Cain gets his wings back. And now she's the owner of Earth. Now the owner of Earth is back to its like original feminine state, which I thought was interesting. She still lived with her parents, still lived with her family, but she just had a little bit more appreciation of life and like what everything was like. And so now it was just like, okay, so she felt a lot better about everything. She felt a lot, I think it was just them fighting off and them like winning in this other 3D realm, well, 5D realm. Now going back to the 3D realm, everything was different, but it also made a lot of sense. It also worked out for them in the end. Earth became more feminine. So maybe that's what could happen to Earth now. Maybe that's the fight that's going to happen, you know? We don't know. But anyway, that's about it for this video. At the end of the movie, like I said, Jupiter ends up becoming the claim and queen, I guess, majesty or whatever she was, queen of Earth, instead of Balaam, Lord Balaam, of course. So in the end, good wins. And that's great, right? So I just wanted you guys to give you that synopsis of how deep this movie was and everything. I hope you guys are following this movie. This breakdown was a little bit longer than The Truman Show because this one was very detailed and I really wanted to give the nuances and so many points that were in this movie that I don't think anybody has really spoken about, and a lot of things. If I missed anything, like I said, please leave comments down in the comments. Respectfully, please be nice. And then, yeah, also give me ideas on what movies and TV shows I should dissect and break down next. Anyway, thank you guys for subscribing. Please continue to like, share, and subscribe. And thank you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.